Hello and welcome to Ginny's Gin live stream. I'm Ginny, and along with my husband Rob and our dearest friends Amy and Jeff Close, we founded Ginny's Gin a few years ago. Let's see, this is number 46 of our live stream, and so yeah, we've been doing it for over a year, and we're starting to get the hang of it, and loving what we're doing, obviously. And I have a little announcement in a moment, but spring is here. And for us, springtime means gin time. And lots of things are blooming in the garden, and as you all know, we love to use seasonal ingredients. So both Rob and I, in our cocktails today, as usual, will have some seasonal cocktails, seasonal ingredients, citrus, and all kinds of fun stuff from the garden. So here is the announcement. As you know, we've been doing this now with Gin is Gin, and we've sort of gained a lot of traction, but COVID-19 did sort of put the brakes on a little bit, because it did take away, my ability to go into places and taste and, talk to people about the brand and what have you. And I think a lot of people were just sort of reaching for the cheaper, big handle brands when they needed to have a drink during lockdown. So I'd had this sort of hatched this plan some time ago when we first decided to rebrand Gin is Gin from the gin that was made by these, created by these 5 winemakers. We pretty much thought we were going to call it Gin is Gin because it kind of works because of my name and the fact that I've been drinking gin forever. But I wanted to be absolutely sure that we were doing the right thing. So one night I was awake, 3 o'clock in the morning, menopause-induced night sweat, one of those, couldn't get back to sleep. So I started mulling ideas in my head, and I started rhyming gin with words and things that contained gin or what have you. Anyway, after about half an hour, I came up with Estregin. Yes, you heard that right. So I immediately went to get it trademarked and what have you. And the next hurdle, obviously, is to get a certificate of label approval, which you do through the feds, through the TTB. They absolutely denied it, categorically denied it, citing that it would be confused with a hormone. So anyway, we put that to the side, and we did actually get the trademark, but so that went off to the side, and we started, obviously we focused on Gin is Gin, the serious gin drinkers gin, and have made great headway, obviously. But then with COVID, the thought was, well, how about we pivot and we do Estregin as a way to take advantage of the incredible grocery store sales that are going on. Everybody was just adding that to their order, and they were buying liquor from their grocery store. So grocery store sales were up massively, and then of course online sales of booze as well. So all of our liquor stores that you would just go in and maybe figure out a new brand that you wanted to try or what have you. Most people were just ordering it online, and so that sort of forced the liquor stores to have a really good online presence, and they invested in the infrastructure to put all of their brands up on their website, and so that made their online sales soar as well. So today I announce the birth of Estregin. So clearly this is, targeted to women of a certain age, goddesses of a certain age, but I'm pretty sure most females will, appreciate it anyway, whatever age they are. So the label, so obviously there had to be a second iteration of the original label that was denied by TTB. So I had run Estregin together, although the fonts were different sizes, but the fact that it was run together, obviously, wasn't a good idea, because it could be conceived as potentially a hormone, I guess. So what we did is we separated the estro and the gin, and then when I was looking in the dictionary, I noticed that Estregin is spelt, they showed it with the schwa, which is the international phonetic alphabet, and the schwa is when you have a middle syllable in the middle of the word, and it doesn't really do anything, estrogen. So they make this schwa, which is an inverted E, and design-wise, I said to myself, that's pretty awesome, that looks really good with the E the right way and then the inverted E as well. So I think design-wise, it was even better than the original. You probably can't see it here, but it does say on this tack strip, it does say a gin for goddesses. So there we are. And I have to say, shout out to Kate Spade, because I've had this shoebox, you know, for so many years in my closet, and I just have always loved these colors, and I always wanted to do something with these colors. And so that's how the coloring came about. And then the actual pattern was inspired by Emilio Pucci, who was sort of a 50s, 60s Italian designer. I mean, obviously, he went much longer than that, but I think his designs are sort of, they're timeless and so feminine. So there was that influence. And then I think the other thing, I keep, you know, those Veuve Clicquot beautiful gift sets that you can get over the holidays and what have you. So I always, they're very well done. They're very clever, and you know, people love buying them as gifts. So we also want to sort of use that as well. So those were the inspirations, if you like, for the label. The inspiration for the name obviously came from just rhyming words with gin, and the fact that, yes, I've been through menopause, and there's pretty big tribe out there. I think there's 150 million women in the United States who are over 45. And not surprisingly, they're some of the richest demographic as well. So there's a lot of people, you know, a lot of women who are at the height of their career, or maybe they've inherited some money from their parents, and you know, the kids are maybe off to college, and so they have a bit more spending money, a bit more freedom, and we all like to enjoy a few cocktails with our girlfriends. So this is what it's all about. So welcome to Estregin. Obviously, Ginny's Gin is very excited. You know, we're excited to have the sister brands, and they will work in tandem with each other. Ginny's Gin, it definitely is the serious gin drinker's gin, and Rob's going to make a cocktail with Ginny's Gin. But my cocktail today, for the first time, I'm going to make it with Estregin. And one of the fun things about Estregin is that when we make these cocktails, there are all kinds of fun names that I've come up with, and I'm sure if you have any ideas, please send them over to me, because it's limitless as to, you know, the stuff that we can do. So each week, you know, we'll do one cocktail with Ginny's Gin and one cocktail with Estregin. The cocktail that I am going to do with Estregin for the first time is very seasonal, but also it's a pre-prohibition, so it's a very classic cocktail. I think the reason that it's called the Clover Club was because I guess it had its heyday when it was excuse me, I'm so excited, the preferred drink of pre-prohibition gentlemen, and they had a club which was obviously called the Clover Club that met weekly, and this became their drink that they loved. Interesting enough, because it's a very feminine drink, I would say, but with the colour and everything, but they loved it. And it looks like they were drinking this between like 1880s through the 1920s. After that, I think the cocktail sort of fell out of favour, became more of a feminine drink, more of a drink for women. But now, you know, with the cocktail scene, I believe that the Clover Club is back in fashion, and people are making it. So in terms of seasonality, the Clover Club is actually made with raspberry syrup, and raspberries don't come into season until next month, the month of May, where we are in Northern California. But strawberries are already in season, so I'm going to do a riff on it with strawberries as opposed to raspberries. And then we've got these beautiful lavender that's just looking gorgeous in the garden. So what I did, when I made my strawberry syrup, which is here, great colour, when I made the syrup, I took a big handful of strawberries, and then a little sugar, a little water, and then mushed it up and let it boil and macerate and what have you. And then I threw in a few heads of the lavender. You know, don't put too much in, because you don't want it to taste like soap. You don't want it to be too heady. But just throw it in there. I just wanted to include it because it just looks so beautiful, and the bees are just loving it right now too. So, okay. So the first thing I did, as I say, I made instead of the raspberry simple syrup, I made the strawberry simple syrup. So here's that. And we're going to start with 2 ounces of Estregin. And the bottle is super heavy, and it's just gorgeous glass, and then the glass stopper. So the hope is that, ladies, you will, once you've drunk your Estregin cocktails, you will reuse it with soap or with flowers, or maybe as an incense diffuser or what have you. There's all kinds of things you could do with it. So we're hoping that you will reuse the bottle. many times. Okay, so I'm going to take my shaker here and I'm going to do 2 ounces of estrogen. I'm hoping that everybody's getting this right. Not everybody does. Okay, 2 ounces of estrogen, and then I'm going to do a 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. Remember to cut off the ends before cutting it in half to help with the squeezing. And there we go. And whoop, voila. All right, so 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. Which, this is a nice juicy lemon, so it looks like I won't get that out yet. I'm going to actually get it out of half a lemon. So Rob, you can have my other half if you need it. There's that, 3/4. And then 3/4 of the strawberry simple syrup, strawberry maceration with the lavender infused. And there's that. There we go. Oh, smells delicious. Okay, there's that, and an egg white. And for those of you that watch quite a bit, you'll know that when you incorporate an egg, you're going to have to shake it really, really hard. So what we can do the dry shake first, and then add ice, and then shake it again with ice. Or you can do the reverse, which is you shake with ice, take the ice out, and then shake again. But you always double shake it, because you're trying to incorporate all the ingredients and emulsify the egg. And this is 1 egg white. There we go. Super healthy, lots of protein. We've got our fruits as well. So the botanicals in Estregin, so we wanted to make it very approachable and easy for people that maybe don't love gin, and let's say they're gifted for Mother's Day, and who wouldn't want to be drinking Estregin on Mother's Day? If they're gifted a bottle of Estregin, they put it in a cocktail. So this is approachable, it's smooth, it's not overly junipered. Yes, it's a London dry, pardon the pun, but everything plays nicely together, and it's not sort of too ginny, if you like. So the 8 botanicals that we have, obviously there's juniper in there, and then we've got the angelica root and the orris root, which are obviously the classic gin triangle. And then we have coriander, which is the same as gin is gin, and lemon peel, citrus peel, and grains of paradise, all of which are in gin is gin. And then we also have licorice root. But what we've omitted with Estregin is we don't have the sage and we don't have the lemongrass, but we do have cardamom. So cardamom brings another little element to it, and we'll talk a little bit more, and I'll give you tasting notes and everything, but maybe next time. But that's just to give you a quick insight into the botanicals of Estregin. So there's that. There we go. Like I say, super easy to drink. So I am going to shake it up without ice first, and then I'm going to add ice and shake again. And what you want to do with this drink is make sure that you get a nice froth on there. So lots of shaking is definitely involved. Right? Shake, shake, shake. Makes me hot. Okay, I must be having a hot flash. That's going to be one of the cocktails, obviously. So while I'm doing this, instead of calling this the Strawberry Clover Club, I'm going to call it Clover the Hill Club. Not that I feel like I'm over the hill, but that's what some of them think, and that's what our children think, right? So this is the Estregin Clover the Hill Club. There we go, I think we're nearly there. What's that? I'm good. And then I'm going to add some ice, shake a little bit more. Whoop. Here we go. A few ice cubes. Voila. Okay. And shake up some more. Nice and diluted and cold now. Okay, I think we got it. And now, I'm not going to double strain it because we want to keep all that lovely froth. I'm just going to single strain it. There we go. And there it is. Isn't That's a great Mother's Day drink, actually, isn't it? I'll make sure I do another pink one before Mother's Day. And so we're going to start getting this gin on the shelves next week in time for Mother's Day. Working on the website right now, and that should be up in another 3 weeks or so, and you will be able to buy it online and from, you know, your local stores right here in Napa, Sonoma, and Marin. And at some point we will have world domination, I believe. That would be great. And normally you don't really need, because it's so pretty as it is, you don't really need a garnish. But I think because I've infused the syrup with lavender, I'm just going to put a little lavender on the top there. Welcome to Estregin. All right, Rob, take it away. I'll pop that over there. All yours.
Hi everybody, nice cold glass. I was looking in the garden early this week, and there is lemongrass that was just really beautiful, and our kaffir lime leaf tree is just kind of going crazy right now, and it's flowering, and the flowers smell amazing. And so I made a simple syrup, 50% water, 50% sugar, like a cup of each, and then I put 11 kaffir lime leaves, and I put a heck of a lot of chopped up lemongrass, and then some ginger as well, about maybe size of your pinky piece, sliced real thin. And then I simmered it gently, and I let it just sit in there after it came to a simmer for like a half hour, and then I strained it. And so that's the syrup. And I made a drink a couple nights ago to see what it was like, and I like it, but I wanted more lemongrass. So I took a ISI whip, you know, whipped creamer with the NO3 chargers, and I put 6 stalks of lemongrass and 600 mLs of gin, and then I added the chargers, which do a rapid extraction, and then I strained it, and just to boost the lemongrass more. And so I'm gonna make like a Tom Collins type of a drink. So Ginny's Thai Tom Collins, or you could call it, I was gonna call it Love You Long Time, but I'm not gonna call it that because Ginny said that would be politically incorrect, right? But it is funny. Okay, so here's how we build it. So we're gonna start by dropping some ice in our glass, just enough to support our, you know, I like to do this for Tom Collins, put an orange slice. I think orange always improves that cocktail. And then I'm going to take my mixing tin and I'm going to mix up the drink. So we're going to do kind of like a double drink, just so that it fills up this big giant glass, and Jenny and I can share it. So that would be 4 ounces. Oh, I almost used fresh gin, but actually we're going to use our special gin. So there's 1.5 and 1.5, which makes 3, and then 1 more ounce right there is 4. So this is 2 drinks, 4 ounces of gin. And we are going to take one of my lovely little Meyer lemons that are sitting right there on the kitchen counter. Small, 2 of the small little guys, please. Thank you.
How many?
2.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to get this one.
1. And this. And we're just gonna crack that little bad boy open. And we're gonna go. Yeah, it's definitely gonna take 2. They're small lemons, but they're really yummy. Boy, okay. They're really nice little lemons. Okay. There's our 1.5 ounces. And then another 1/2 ounce is going to make it 2 ounces. Boy, it's going all over the place. Okay, so there's our lemon, And then we are going to go about, I think I kind of like a little bit less than 3/4, a little bit more than a 1/2 ounce per drink. So this is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of just over 1 ounce. So there's 1 ounce, and then we'll do the 1/4 ounce and 1/4. And then we're going to put a couple drops of my little salt solution. You can just put a little pinch of salt, 4 drops of that. And then we're going to take our club soda. And we're going to bring our glass about, 1.5 ounces or so, 2 ounces of club soda. And then we're going to pop our 3 ice cubes in there, and we're going to mix our cocktail. And because we're putting it over ice, we don't have to shake it a crazy amount. And I think I'll let a couple of these ice cubes drop in there. Yep.
There you go. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. And then what's really nice, because there is kaffir lime in it, in the syrup, then we're just gonna use our spank it because it makes it smell better, and just use that as a garnish on top, a little kaffir lime leaf. And this is our Thai flavored kind of Tom Collins drink. Ginny's gin from the garden.
Are you sure you're going to share it with me?
Yes. I can get 2 straws.
So one thing I did...
Very refreshing and crisp.
Oh, it's so good, and it just, oh my God, it tastes like spring too, doesn't it? It's awesome. Something I did want to say, that we do not purport that estrogen will take, alleviate all those symptoms of menopause. It's not going to, eliminate those symptoms.
No, but it's not going to make them any worse either.
But what it's going to do when you share cocktails with your girlfriends, and it's going to break the ice, it's going to just take the edge off, and maybe it will even help to bring out those questions about menopause and make you more likely to share your experiences with other women. So that's sort of part of what we're doing as well, is that we would like to help women through menopause, because it's kind of a rocky road, and
it's good in the summer. It's good in the winter, but in the summer it's a little too warm for me. But
right, so I keep him warm in the summer with the hot.
In the winter,
and in the winter, but he doesn't come too close to me in the summertime. But so I do have a very special cheers to a very special group of ladies. This cheers is to Jenny Benson, Irene and Mary, who watch on a regular basis in England, and I promised Joe that I would cheers to you guys. And Jenny, I've known you for so long, obviously, and we were pretty naughty when we were in boarding school. So Jenny is the mother of one of my girlfriends from boarding school, and we got into a little trouble when we were there, and so I'm sure Jenny knows most of the stories, but maybe not all of them. Anyway, so cheers, Jenny, Irene and Mary, and happy weekend.
Ladies.
Cheers, and cheers to everybody else, and please share the video and tell your friends about our new brand, and keep supporting Ginny's obviously as well. So cheers. Cheers, honey. Mm-hmm. You want to try?
Yeah. I did make this, but with Ginny's a couple months ago.
Yes, that's right, you did. Mm-hmm. But with raspberry, I think.
Oh. Clover Club is raspberry.
Yes, I made it with strawberry.
Oh, it tastes lovely.
Thank you.